Thanks for joining us on Hilaal Live. I'm Lukman Shadrach from our Cape Town studios. Now, we all know that the economy especially after COVID, has really affected all of us. And often enough, people have taken on second or third jobs as well. And family members have also tried to assist where possible. Now, I've invited a young man in studio who is just doing such wonderful things, become an entrepreneur at a very young age, and helping the family out with some of the bills as well. I'd like to introduce first up young man Yusuf, and known as Yusuf Bites. Hassan, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Yusuf and I am 13 years old.
13 years old. When I was 13, I had no idea what I was going to do. And you've now running a business, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And then Mom Faatiemah is in studio as well. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Shukran so much for allowing us your time and telling us about this amazing project. Yusuf, tell us about yourself. So you're 13 years old. What
Yes.
school are you at?
I am currently studying to become a Hafiz.
Oh, lovely. And where are you studying?
I'm studying at a mosque that is close to my area.
Alhamdulillah. And which year are you? First, second year?
In my first year.
First year, alhamdulillah. And so besides that, before we get into the wonderful world of entrepreneurship that you're currently doing, what else are your interests?
I like playing shooting games, first
Okay.
person, and of course baking.
Oh, right. So I want to know about the baking. Where did this start? I mean, were you always drawn to baking? Did you watch Mom and the family members baking and you thought, you know what, I can do this?
So it started actually very funny thing is I used to eat the dough. So I can do the dough.
Like all of us?
Yeah. So
Right.
then I started eating the dough and then I started doing decorations and
Okay.
slowly started rolling and baking the biscuits.
Right.
And then eventually I got the hang of it, made like 5-6 biscuit types I could make. And now currently I can make all the biscuits myself.
All right. So how many types of biscuits do you make at this point?
There's at least over 20. I didn't even count it recently.
20 different types.
Yes.
How did you go about choosing the recipes? Is it something that you like? Did you do some research and ask people, listen, what do you think about this biscuit?
So my mommy owned a bakery and she had recipes. So then I used some of that and some of it I adjusted.
I see. So what's the favorite one at the moment? What's the top
The
seller?
top seller is obviously, for me, I would say, is the melting moment.
Melting Moments.
It's a nice soft biscuit with
Okay.
tea and stuff.
Yeah, as we get older, our teeth are not so great. So those ones work for
Yeah.
us. So that's going to be my favorite, I think, as well. And, how long does it take you to make a batch of biscuits? And how do you make them? Do you make them in, dozens? Do you make them according to orders?
So what we do is when I go home, I make the biscuits. So I make the dough, roll it out. And then depending on what biscuit and the size of it, then that will be accounted.
Amazing. I'm going to find out a bit more now as well. Mom, you must be so happy and proud of this young man who's taken the initiative to become an entrepreneur and a role model to other teenagers as well.
I'm very, very proud of him. Being the baby.
Okay.
We are actually very proud of him because Yusuf is more like stealing with the eye. That's
Gotcha.
what he does.
Right.
So I used to do the baking and stuff like that. And he can also cook, by the way.
Mm.
His favorite dish is crayfish curry.
Nice.
He can clean the crayfish too.
That's
So,
amazing.
that's-
Do you
yeah.
catch them as well?
We
No.
should-
Okay, that's the next step.
So alhamdulillah, I'm very happy.
Alhamdulillah.
And he's like a lot of kids are looking up to him because he started something on his own.
Yeah, and I would imagine that this type of business is not just to encourage him to grow as an entrepreneur, as a young man, as a businessman, but also to support the family as well.
Oh yes, you can ask him the story. He's got a little bit of a story there, and at such a young age, it's something admirable.
Okay, so why did you get into the whole entrepreneurship and raising money?
So the reason I started the business was my mommy unfortunately lost the car during COVID.
Okay, sorry to hear.
So then I thought, okay, if I started a small little business, I could chip in to give in for a car, to buy a new car, inshallah, and to maybe buy electricity and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Okay, so every little bit helps.
Every little bit.
Okay, and that's really big shoulders, and we normally look at parents to take on that responsibility, but you've decided to take that on your shoulders as well.
Yes.
Now, you've told this story to many people as well, and what's been the response?
The response has been very helpful with the stress and stuff, but I would say that it's very nice how people tell you stories about their life also and stuff like that.
Brilliant. So you learn from others.
Yes.
So the biscuits that you have, Yusuf,
Yes.
do you put them into shops? Do you sell from home? Tell us more.
So I bake it at home, and then I go to different type of markets.
Okay.
And I am currently looking for shops to sell at.
Okay. So you would like people to approach you
Yes.
and say, listen, I'd like to put this in my shop. Please, can you supply me?
Yes.
Gotcha. And how do they get hold of you? Are you
I
on
have
social media?
Yes, I'm on Instagram and
On the gram,
yeah.
as they say. Okay.
And then I'm currently trying to get on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Obviously, there's an age restriction
Yeah.
there, but mom can assist you in doing that as well. And the business is called
Yusuf Bites.
Yusuf Bites. How did you come up with that name?
Well, I wanted to have an original name, didn't want to copy people, so I put my own name in, and Bites because there's like bite-sized stuff.
Nice. And that's your business acumen coming through as well. I mean, would you like to study that growing further?
Yes, inshallah. When I'm like, I'm not 13, so probably when I'm 15, 16, I'd like to continue.
And
Lovely.
only you must tell what you only use in your product.
And I
Okay,
would
yeah.
also
So tell
like-
us about the products,
I
yeah.
would also like to mention that all my biscuit recipes are different,
Okay.
and they're also all made with pure butter and free-range eggs.
Free-range eggs and pure butter.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the different types of biscuits? And give me
Yeah.
about 5 or 6 names that are quite popular.
I would say the melting moment, choc chip, sabora. People like the old and traditional biscuits,
Okay.
soot cook, and Roman creams.
Romany creams. Okay, you had me at chocolate chip. So that's always my favorite as well. Mom, having an entrepreneur like this as well, I can imagine that can be challenging, but rewarding at the same time.
Yes, definitely challenging.
Okay.
Yusuf is still very much a child.
Okay.
So he do play games, you know,
Right.
and I have to say, Yusuf, get up, do this stuff.
Right.
So he's still a child at the end of the day. But yes, it's very rewarding because you don't realize the impact that you have on your kids, you know. So alhamdulillah, I've got 5 children,
Alhamdulillah.
3 which is married, 2 in the house still. And like they say, you know, the baby always gets the most attention.
For
But
sure.
alhamdulillah, he's really grown from where he was until where he is now. He's really grown. And I always tell him, you know, branding your product is selling half of your product or even 3/4 of your product. Me having my own small business as well with scarves and abayas, I learned that packaging, labeling, and that sells half of the product.
That's
So
phenomenal.
we immediately started when we started with Yusuf.
As a parent, knowing that you also have to step back a little bit and allow him to make certain decisions, what was that process like?
Difficult.
Or very difficult to let go?
Yes, it is. It is sometimes. But you know, there comes a point in your life where you have to. So there are certain times where I allow him to do certain decisions, but within certain parameters. You know, he do have a bank account as well, Islamic bank account. But like I say, I'm in charge of the card. But I do teach him expenses and those type of things. He goes and buys the baking stuff. So that you can have a bit of a background, what's coming in and what's going out.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I do teach him that as well. I think that's important.
Well done. Yusuf, in closing, is there any last message you would like to leave to our viewers who are listening, young men and women that would like to get into business and start something on their own?
I would advice I would say is doesn't matter where you start, as long as you start. So my mommy actually started a business with a scrunchie, and she does big clothing and stuff like that. I started eating dough and look at it now.
Stick to what you're good at,
Yes.
basically.
And then I'd also say that never give up because you will have your good days and your bad days,
Right.
and there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Brilliant. I like that. Well done. Congratulations. And may all your efforts go from strength to strength, inshallah.
Shukran.
Okay, off one.
I'd also
Mom,
like to mention one last thing,
Yeah,
that
sure.
the eggs, the free-range eggs, the reason I chose that is it's a more healthier choice and it has less cholesterol and also has more nutrients in vitamin A, D, and E.
Nice. I like that. So you've got a healthier option available. Nice. Mom, in closing, parents that would like to encourage their kids to become entrepreneurs?
What I would say is just support him. It's that support system that's important. And like Yusuf was saying, it doesn't matter where you start, but you need to start. And you know, like we would joke at home, you have load shedding. We actually have home shedding, where there wouldn't be any units, you know. But yes, there are difficult times and stuff like that. But just you're going to have failures. I've been there. So you fail, but you get up and you just start again. And that's all I can say. Never give up.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah so much for coming into studio.
Jazakallah for
Shukran
having
so
us.
much to you guys for allowing us to be part of this journey with you. We're definitely going to keep one eye open with regards to your future projects. And let us know if you've got a big event coming up, and we'll post it on our socials.
Can I just mention one thing before we go?
Yes,
He's
sure.
got an event next week at the Revere Market. They've given him so much exposure as well. I have to mention this Revere Market. And he's launching as well his website, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So somebody's helping us out. So by next week, Yusuf Bites will be launching his website online.
Amazing stuff. There we go. Jazakallah once again.
Jazakallah.
So there we go. Yusuf Bites. Check him out on all the good social media platforms. He's on Instagram at the moment. Facebook coming up soon. Website coming up soon. And if you'd like to support this amazing young man who's supporting his mum as well, I think that is just phenomenal. We're going to take an ad break, and when we come back, our good colleagues in Johannesburg, Faraz Patel and the team will be taking over until about 7 o'clock, and then it's What's On back in Cape Town. You tuned in to Hilaal Live.